Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Anyway, I'm here. I'm here. I think we're live. I think we're live. Oh, yeah. So my shit's not found. Um, we are live, looks like. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, we're live. We're live. We're on. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our chat. I'm Kep, uh, coming to you from the great state of Iowa. Pretty much born and raised here. Um, so, got a little bit of experience. I like to chit chat. Let's chat. I've got a little bit of an agenda that I want to talk about, but other than that, shoot me questions as long as we don't get off too far of a tangent. Just ask away. People tried to troll me, calling me Gandalf, and I think that's fucking hilarious. Because thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, we like to start everything out on a little laugh. Tried to go out on a laugh. I did not get something good enough for a laugh out. A laugh in is Chicago. Chicago, Chicago, Chicago. Hopefully that fan's not too loud in the background. Um, so the Bears are going to be moving out of Chicago to just on the other side of the border. It's actually like 17 miles away from the Soldier Field. Um, what's there to say about that? Chicago is a hellhole. I hate going to Chicago. I always have. There's a lot of tradition in Chicago, but that's just me. I don't like going to big cities anyway, and I live in a fairly large city, and I don't really care for it. Um, we do kind of live towards the edge of the city, so that does help a lot. But the Bears, you're going to get this monstrosity that's open now of the Obama Presidential Library, which is hideous at hideous, just fucking hideous. It's just fucking hideous. But they're going to have that, and the Bears are going to be adios. We're going to go to Indiana. I'm not for sure if they're going to keep the name Chicago Bears because, I mean, technically it's only like a stone's throw over the freaking border to Indiana. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So, uh, what do we get into today? What do we get into? Well, like we talked about the last time, California is still counting ballots. Uh, where are we at? Well, it's gotten so bad that now this Xavier Becerra is now ahead of Steve Hilton. Um, and we're still only at 70% of the vote count. So, again, these mail in ballots is what's holding everything up because you've got signature verification and all that, and that could take a week. Uh, and in the long game, the longer this process draws out, like we've seen in many past elections, the longer this whole mail in ballot thing drags out, the more it favors Democrats. 2024 election had drug on so long that somebody was sworn in that had to be taken out because they counted enough ballots up to the point where, well, he lost the position. So uh, that's what that is. It's it's a scam. It's fraud. It's always been fucking fraud. Um, Voting has never been fair ever. I can say that with 100% confidence that we've never had a real election where everybody that should vote got to vote, and it was done properly, no adding, no subtracting of votes. But it has happened. Um, I mean, when you go back to the beginning where only landowners could vote. Oh, there was a lot of white people that didn't get to vote. You know, black people didn't get to vote either. I get that. I get that. And you want to bitch about that? That's fine. Um, but there was times where a lot of majority of white people could not vote either. And especially if you're illiterate, I mean, what are you going to do? You can't read what's going on. So, but there's always been unfair elections, and making this mail-in ballot stuff, for the most part, it's not allowed in any developed country, for the standpoint that it does produce massive fraud. Every place that's looked into it has outlawed it due to that fact. Not talking about absentee ballots where you know ahead of time that, you know what, I do have meetings. I'm going to be out of the state, uh, or out of the area the day of election day, then I can't get out to vote that day. Let me have an absentee ballot, that is fine. Absentee ballots is what's used for our military. That's different than just being lazy ass, don't want to go out and vote, and you can get your ballot in between a month beforehand up to the day and get it mailed in up to a week after the fact. I know some of these places have accepted ballots that have no postal stamp on it. It's not gone through the postal service or anything like that. So in Iowa, we're pretty sticky on it. We've got some of the better, I feel, the better election integrity here in Iowa. Yes, we have voter ID. One thing that I was kind of in favor of, and now I'm kind of wish-washy on it, is same day registration to vote. Um, I get what you're coming from on that, but um, I don't know. I guess for the most part, it's worked out great. So there's no real reason to. Uh, So hi. So, but yeah, the voting just it sucks. Um, oh no, I lost that page. What the heck happened? Oh, there it is. So here in Iowa, I feel it's pretty safe, but um, I'll recap a little bit here. What was this article? Oh yeah. Let's get into Iowa. This fucking I don't understand Rob Sand, and this guy's kind of going to point it out, but it's not just him that looks this way. A lot of these Democrats have no broad shoulders at all. I mean, yeah, you could get a good slalom ski jump off of his shoulders. I've tried to lower my shoulders down that far, and oh, that hurts. It really hurts. It's like he has no collarbone, or what happened. And it's not just him. There's a lot of these soy boy uh, Democrats that are running. I mean, this fucking retard that's going to take Pelosi's place and the gay ass place in San Francisco, who is all about it. And I would not surprise me one little bit that he is a freaking pedophile. Allegedly, I don't know. It's just really weird, but he's adaptly titled Senator Wiener anyway. But he has the freaking dropped shoulders real bad too. It, it's like you're not getting enough testosterone when you're developing, and your collarbones. I don't understand where the genetics came into this. Yeah, I'm being petty and making fun of somebody. I don't give a fuck. He's got no fucking broad shoulders. Uh, and that's not the only thing he really dislikes. Dislikes those more or less. He has taken money from Reid Hoffman on the from the pedophile island. He's we're we're pointing out a lot of the facts that here he is with a whole bunch of Indians. He's going on with this whole India thing. Um, uh, where was that other one? I was. Oh God, what happened to it? What did I do with it? Oh, whoops! I lost it. Maybe I got it someplace. Nope, I don't. Anyway, um, man, now I look stupid as fuck again. If I had it, now I don't know what the fuck I did with it. Anyway, um, I'll find it. I'll find it. Let's just get. No, it was a question. Right here. This is kind of his standpoint. This is his stance on illegal immigrants, which we do have a little bit of problem. I do believe in the state. A lot of them are here building data centers and whatnot, but um, yeah, they're taking jobs that American citizens should have first priority over. But this is a Republican asking this question.
To protect our immigrants. You say that you want to be a government for all. Does that include immigrants? And if so, how do you plan to do more to defend them from illegal deportations?
It's like, are you going to defend these against illegal deportations? No, there's no such thing as an illegal deportation. This guy's not a freaking Republican. That was a setup. That was a fucking setup. Just caught that. Just caught that. Any Republican or conservative is going to say that there is no illegal deportations going on. Yeah, we might. There's so many millions of them that would come up here over the years, not just during the Biden administration where the door was wide the fuck open, but it's always been there. We've got millions of these people that we're trying to get rid of that have no right to be here. Are you going to get people, or are you going to sometimes detain an American citizen? Possibly, yes. I believe ICE has detained a few United States citizens, which is really easy to. They can get that settled up and real quick, and it'll be just all hunky dory. So, again, here's my milk. I drink milk. I'm not supported by milk, or the dairy industry, but we support the dairy industry because we live in Iowa and real close to Wisconsin, and we love our milk. And there goes my puppy. She's scared to death of everything. So, but we'll get back into this. Rob, he wants to work for all of Iowans. That's great. I'm an Iowan, but Jose over there that just came across the border 2 years ago and is not a citizen is not an Iowan. He's not a U.S. citizen, so you can't be a fucking Iowan. I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of our country. People come here the right way all the time. This isn't going to go on.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for asking. Let's also point out, this doesn't get to happen very often in Iowa, does it? Thanks for being a part of democracy. Thanks for being at a public town hall where everybody can answer any question they want.
Again, he's not a Republican asking that kind of question. I would have asked, are you going to continue to cooperate with the federal government to deport all illegals in Iowa so we can put the Iowa citizens first? That's my question to Mr. Rob Sands. Sorry. Uh, is that are you? No.
I think to me, this is a pretty simple question, right? If you are working, if you are following the rules, you don't.
This is not. It's a pretty simple answer. It is. If you are not a citizen, buy. Oops.
Have a criminal record. If you're paying your taxes, why would we want people who are doing those things to feel unsafe in the state of Iowa, right? This kid from West Liberty, what was he, 22? Brought here from Guatemala with his dad.
So this is a story pretty close to where we live here, and it's the only time the Democrats want to pull on fucking heartstrings at all, because we know they don't give a fuck about a baby. I mean, we have abortion because of liberals, and yes, through Ralph Northam, the former governor of Virginia, was, yeah, we will do abortions up to 5 days after the birth. He said it. We can find the videos. Whether you keep the baby comfortable, and then you make a decision. If that decision is we're not gonna go on with the pregnancy, we can just abort the baby. No, that's infanticide and murder. No matter which way you look at it, is murder. God never intended for us to kill our offspring like that. An intelligent being, especially. It's one thing when you see the wild. If you've ever been around pigs at all, sows can get pretty fucking ornery and turn around and eat their piglets. It happens. That's why they have a lot of their pens have a separation thing so the piglets can get out of there if mama gets mad, because mama will crush them. Mama will eat them. If y'all want to say pigs are smarter than dogs, no. Dogs rarely eat their own. The dogs will die to protect their babies. Humans will die to protect our babies. That's what we do. That's called being intelligent, not to kill something before it even has a chance of life. But they don't care about that. The only thing they've given a shit about over the last decade at least has been illegals.
In his early teens, maybe 12, I think, and he graduates from high school. He's the star of the soccer team. He's working construction. He's paying his taxes. He's got no criminal record. He's going to his immigration appointment, following the rules, and he gets picked up there and sent back to Guatemala.
Yep. That's not entirely 100% accurate there. Yeah, I agree that he graduated from high school. Okay. As a job, soccer player, good job. Okay. You're paying taxes. Okay. Foolish. Taxes are a fucking scam anyway, but great to bring that up, because that's another talking point for Democrats. Tax the rich, tax everybody. Remember, it was supposed to be a 1% tax on the top 1% of the nation. Now it's a tax on 50% of, a little over 50% of the population. There is a good chunk of the population, the whole Mitt Romney thing of saying 46% of the country that he didn't care about. That's right. At least 46% of the country does not pay taxes. And by that means you may think you're paying taxes, but if you file your taxes at the end of the year and you've paid in, we'll say $3,000, but you have some kids and everything else, and now you get a refund back of $8,000. So not only did you get $3,000 you paid back, but you got an additional $5,000 from somebody else who didn't have those write-offs, and now he paid in $3,000 over the year. Whoops, you made a little investment, made some little extra money here. Now you get taxed even higher. Now he's paying in. He had $3,000 come out of his check. He does his taxes. Now he's got to pay an additional $8,000. So now he paid $11,000 a year. He's a taxpayer. If you're getting a refund back more than what you pay in a year's time, you are not technically a taxpayer. So, I mean, it's not something to be proud of. Not that I'm saying get back over what you paid in. So if you paid in, let's say you paid in $3,000 over the year, and you get back $2,000 of that, you still paid $1,000 to the federal government. So there you're a taxpayer. So they do care about that. But what does that matter? Again, was he going to the immigration thing? No. That's why he got strung up in this, is because, he was missing appointments. And obviously it wasn't too big of a deal to him or his dad that brought him up here at the age of 12, 13 years old. I don't even know if his dad got deported. I forget what happened to his dad. I think his dad got deported way before this, but he was missing the immigration. You've had 10 years, 9 years to become a citizen. At least 4 of them from 18 to 22. You're a fucking adult. You're a fucking adult. Why aren't you going through this? Why aren't you making that a high priority in your life? You want to be here? You know you're here illegally? I'd be busting my ass to try to stay here if that's what you want, then become a fucking citizen. It's not that fucking hard. And the reason we push citizenry to these people is most of these citizens really love the country. It's sad. I mean, thankfully here in Iowa, we've just made a law that it's going to require these kids that are graduating from our regent schools, which is UNI, Iowa State, and the University of Iowa. They're going to have to do some civic classes, which is another thing we should be doing. But then again, we've got way too many teachers, and that's a whole new subject of just idiocracy is our schooling. The public school districting is a fucking joke, and definitely in Des Moines when you hire a fucking illegal who lied about everything on his resume. So anyway, no, we'll get back to this. He's not 100% right on that.
Now we can approach this question in 2 different ways. Number one, like I said earlier, Jesus said, "Welcome the stranger."
Yeah, Jesus did say, "Welcome the stranger." Here's where the Democrats love to use scripture against anybody that's a conservative Christian. They try to throw out of text comments out there. Yeah, love thy neighbor. Sure. But God also said, Jesus said too, take care of your own first before you take care of others. Make sure you are good in your own life before you could pass along anything else. If you're just passing along everything else, but you are struggling yourself, it's harder on your soul. You still need to be good to yourself. And that means protecting yourself. They want to claim that they've broken no law. Well, they have broken the law. You don't have citizenry in the United States. And by God, you're not going to be asking for asylum, even though they do. They try to ask for asylum. Except for the only place you can get asylum is if you're coming through the port of entries to seek asylum. If you're not coming through those, then the chances are you're not going to get asylums. But that's a whole nother subject with the fucking judges. The judges just keep fucking all that shit up. But no, first off, no, this is still a simple question. Is he here illegally? Was everything not going good? No. So bye.
So there you go. If you're someone with a heart, but you
Yes. Oh, you have a heart. Have a heart. Jesus said, in your heart, to love thy neighbor, to honor thy neighbor. Remember, when you let the snake into the house, remember, it's still a fucking snake.
can be the most cold-blooded person in Lynn County. Don't say their name. That's not the point.
I don't know what he's talking about that most cold-blooded person in Lynn County. I'm not for sure who that is.
So you could say this. Well, I guess if he's working construction, it's not like I want construction projects to last any longer than they already do. So I suppose we can keep people like him around, right? Why would we kick out people who are playing by the rules and don't have any criminal record? That makes no sense to me.
Not playing by the rules. Exhibit A. Not legal citizen. Okay. So everything after that is contributing to our society. Thank you very much. Bye. I have a heart, and I understand God's word that we must first secure ourselves. And maybe there's a lot of good ones that are out there that are not leeching off of society. I get that. But like all of our teachers said growing up, it's a saying that goes a long time ago. It only takes one to screw it up for everybody else. And that has happened. A majority of our ever-growing national debt, it's fraud. Most of it's printed money that went to fucking fraud. Pork projects. Save the illegals. Save them. Save them. Save them. Fuck it.
That is something that I wouldn't go along with if I was in.
No. What was that again? What
No
was?
sense to me. And that is something that I wouldn't go along with. Criminal record. That makes don't have any criminal record. That makes no sense to me. And that is something that I would.
He does have a criminal record. You're here illegally. You're not cooperating with immigration. Bye. Fucking done. I'm not for sure where he said that. Oh. God. That was terrible. That was terrible. But that's... Yeah, I care less about Andy Bashir. He can come to Iowa. Again, even Andy here, look at the comparison. This guy thinks that this is, where Miller Meeks is talking about how he did very good going out and meeting people and where he went. The problem is she would do Democrat town halls or more town halls. I would do town halls. you get these lefties in there and they have no fucking, they have this goddamn tunnel fucking vision. Just, sorry, it's like this vision. I mean, everything is bad. Everything is fascist. Everything that the right wants, the conservatives want, is fascist. You're fascist. You're fascist. You're fascist. So no, you don't see that. Republicans are, we're treating Rob Sand all right. Well, some will. I'm not going to. You know what? Fuck him. He looks like a different version of freaking pencil neck Schiff. Fuck them. I know this guy just wants to fuck our state up. The last time we had Democrats in this state, for I think it was 16 years, we had Democrats. God damn, our state sucked. We're trying to dig ourselves back up. We used to be number one in a lot of different aspects. But because of Vilsack, because of Chet Culver, we lost our education system. We lost a shit ton more fucking farmers because of their policies. But no, go tell me that this Democrat's going to know what the fuck he's going to do. He's an auditor that can't audit anything worthwhile except for any type of thing that we actually want to try to cut funding. Then we'll audit that. Why? Because that's just him. And these people, the fascism of calling today is D-Day. Hegseth is over there in France, honoring them. The French really kind of respect us for sending a lot of troops to die there. But talking about how they're being invaded again. Was Germany an invader? Not really. They invaded other countries, yes. They invaded and took over France and a lot of other, Belgium and stuff like that. To speak up to the countries and say, hey, you're under attack again. You should do something about that, or you're going to fall. You're going to cease to exist. That, according to this person, is fascism. Which it's not. This asshole, he blocked me. He makes a comment and unblocks me, so I can't tell him how much of a fucking retard he is. But if this was fascism, for one, you wouldn't have been able to write any of that. Chicky Handler, or whatever the fuck that name is. Joshua Seattle. Fucking Seattle. Fuck Seattle. But, yeah. Fascism, you don't have the freedoms to go out and protest. If we wanted to, if this was a fascist country, you would know it right the fuck away, because one, you wouldn't be able to talk about it. We would have all the illegals gone by now. That would be simple, because you just go door to door, town to town, county to county, city by city, state by state. We would get rid of 20, 30 million people out of this country if this was a fascist country. Your little soapbox here on X or Blue Sky wouldn't exist. Remember, in Iran, they're not allowed this. England, they're jailing everybody for memes. That's turning fascist. But no, we're the fascist country. We're the fascists. But yeah, at least with the elections, we do get people looking into it. Whether or not anything's going to fucking happen, I doubt it. Because they can't pass the Save America Act to actually get some voter ID to stop the months long vote counting. But here we are. I guess we'll come back on Tuesday. I just kind of want to do a little recap, rewrap the week a little bit. That's what I'm planning on doing on this week. So we'll get more into routine. Schedule will be out on X and that. I said, I don't have anything to outgo today. I did not think far enough ahead. To D-Day, to all of our veterans that fought. We salute you. We celebrate 250 years this year of this great country, and it's good. Hopefully things will turn around. We keep our head up and chin up and keep fighting and see what other crazy shit happens. We'll come back on Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's what it was. That's what it was. We'll see you then. Y'all be safe. God bless.